Yeah.
Yeah, happy
Welcome.
lunchtime. Here we go.
Welcome, New Minds family, to this sunny-ish Thursday morning in Dallas, Texas, where some members of the New Minds team here are here to share some ideas about how to use technology in a meaningful way over the summer. Now, we know parents, we're all parents here on the call, and it is a big challenge of the summer. That's a lot of hours to fill. And we know your heart wants to fill those all with super enriching, wholesome things, but sometimes it's hard to keep them away from the screens and the technology. So how can you do that in a way that you don't feel guilty because you know it's meaningful? So that's where we're gonna roundtable here a little bit together and give you some insights from our experience about how to use technology with your kiddos in the summer in a way that's especially meaningful. So Justin, let's start with you. Like, I know you're a parent as well as a master educator.
Oh dear.
What are your 2 cents on this topic?
That's all I have are two pennies to rub together. That's the only thoughts I have, man.
Okay.
Now, I'll just say this. I'll start by being honest. Like, we have a thing in our family called clarifying question. And it's one of those things like where if you're judgmental, like I walk into the room and I see the kids on the app and I go, hey, why are you on your app? Like, why are you on the phone? Right. Yes, I sound like an old man, and that's okay. My kids, we have this thing where my kids can say like, Dad, clarifying question. Like, okay, all right. So why do you have your phone? So I just want to start with that real fast. Like, we look at the phone and a lot of times we move to assumption and we say, oh, you're just using it to watch YouTube videos. Man, that is possible. Maybe they're watching a YouTube video, but maybe they're watching like how to build something on YouTube. Like YouTube is this awesome resource for stuff. So I know it's kind of an interesting place to start, but I'm just being totally honest with you. There's so many times I've been burned by like, Lily, why are you on your app? Why are you on your phone? Dad, I'm doing my Duolingo French lesson. Oh, yeah. My bad.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you talked about the title of this webinar, and we thought about it, even last time we did our last webinar, we said, well, let's look at this from the lens of, what kind of tech helps enrich. And so I'm calling it the dad sniff test. This is one of those things where if I walk into the room and I say, what are you doing on your phone? And they say, I'm doing this thing. I'm calling that, okay, you passed the dad sniff test.
Yeah.
I told you I only have two pennies rubbed together, but that's my dad and my educator lens. So there you go.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. You got a gem for us, Marissa?
I do. I've got several actually. I've got a wonderful website called Wonderopolis.
Ooh, yeah.
It's super fun, especially for younger kids up to middle school age, but even high school kids and even me. I've found a bunch of stuff on Wonderopolis. Wonderopolis has a new topic every day. It has a new wonder, and there's different lessons that you can. Today it's about friendship bracelets, so you can find out about how to make a friendship bracelet, has some history here, who first created friendship bracelets. There's videos, there's vocabulary words, which I love vocabulary challenges. That's another great thing too. But it's awesome and gives you instructions for how to do it, gives you websites. You can rate the wonder. You can discuss about the wonder. You can even write your own wonder. If you've ever wondered about something, kids can submit their wonders. You can go back through the wonders that other people have wondered before and see what those are all about. So it's awesome for an idea starter. And then, you can look and see what you've got around the house to make some friendship bracelets. It looks like pretty easy supplies. I bet I've got those in my pantry somewhere. I can pull those out and maybe we can try to make one. So That's just a cool opportunity. Another one, and let me see if I can do this. Can I share this just by copying onto this same tab? And sharing this site.
While you're doing that, I'm going to say your Wonderopolis passed the sniff test. If I were to walk in, like, Marissa, what are you doing on your phone? I'm on Wonderopolis, Dad.
I'm learning about this. There are so many museums that offer virtual tours of visiting museums. I love going to museums, and we have some awesome ones here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area locally. We have great art museums as well as science museums, but sometimes they can be a little pricey, but also, I would love to take my kids to the Smithsonian. Unfortunately, it's just not in our budget this year. So I can still take the kids on a virtual tour and we can check out some exhibits that are available online. I can go to the Louvre in Paris. I can go anywhere around the world. My kids can take virtual tours and check out locations where they haven't been before. So that's another really cool site to check out. for all ages.
Yeah, that definitely passed the sniff test.
Definitely. Some other fun stuff to do is photo challenges. You can do scavenger hunts. You can do quests, send kids on quests where they have to take photos to prove that they've done certain tasks or that they have found certain things. You can do that in your own home. You can do that if the kids are spending the day at the pool, with friends. You can give them 5 things that you want them to find that are maybe not things you might think of finding at the pool, like look for a frog, and maybe they find a frog on somebody's, beach towel, or maybe they find a frog, in a tile on something, or I don't know, but you're sending them out to look for different things, and they're able to use their technology purposefully.
I love that. Yeah. I want to share one, because I admit that I have always loved movies. I mean, I like to watch movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
we all like movies.
I remember summertime as a kid having some really magical moments, like watching movies, and technically that's screen time. And so with my own kids, one thing I found really rich was during the summer. It's a great time to find the movie version of a book that they really enjoy, and use it as an opportunity to do a little critical thinking and compare contrast. Like maybe we read the book together again, like maybe it's one of the Harry Potters or Wrinkle in Time or something like this, or The Giver. And then you get the movie. Maybe it's a trip to the library and you bring a whole stack of DVDs back or whatever. And then it can be informal discussion. Like, first of all, before the movie, how do you imagine this character? Like, who would you cast as this character? How do you think they're going to do the effects for that scene?
That's cool.
That kind of stuff. And then you watch the movie. Then there's that post. Okay, what was different? What was to this compare contrast? And we know that those are critical thinking skills that are going to translate and transfer into the classroom the following year for sure. And
definitely.
So that's one that I've always considered a legitimate use of screen time in the summer, is like those movies that are connected to literature or history, or might I say documentaries as well. Those can be really rich. Those can be really rich.
There's a lot of fabulous documentaries on some of the streaming services. There's a lot of great information out there if kids are interested in learning about nonfiction things. It's great to delve into those documentaries and have those same discussions as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, cool. Justin, you got another one? I see something on your screen.
Well, man, so I'm sitting here like down a rabbit hole real fast. Okay. I didn't realize that they made a movie version of The Giver.
They did.
Yes, you haven't seen it yet?
Yeah. So I pulled it up.
Yeah, right? Jeff Bridges. Yeah.
And it has Jeff Bridges
and Meryl Streep.
Taylor Swift was in it.
Yes.
I had no idea.
Don't forget Alexander Skarsgård.
For all you Swifties out there, you got something to share. Yeah, like I said, I went down a little rabbit hole. I had no idea. So my daughter has watched that, read the book.
Yeah.
I know we haven't seen the movie, so thanks, dude. Like, you got me kind of
pumped up. Yeah, and that's one of my favorite books too.
But I will share another one that I got it kind of queued up here. I was thinking to myself, okay, so I also want to make sure the kids are getting outside, right?
Yes.
We talked a little bit about it last webinar too. It's like, okay, it's kind of hot outside. What can you do? Let me just kind of do a couple. So this one's kind of cool. Now, this one may or may not work for you depending on where you're at. But it's called the debris tracker.
Ooh, I'm intrigued already.
And so what's really neat is that you can use this even if you're not near the ocean, right? Because they consider even river time plastics and pollutants to be part of marine time plastics. Meaning, if you're by a river or a source and you're picking up trash, you can log this stuff. So
that's
interesting. I'm going to show you the overview, but it is super simple. It's made by National Geographic. And so once you log in, you actually put down like, I found 2 plastic bottles. Cool. And it already has your geographic location, and poof, you're logging this trash. Now, of course, they're collecting all this stuff. They're seeing how much metric tons of plastic have been collected. So quick little side story. We were just down in Galveston for a presentation, a week and a half ago?
Yeah.
And while I was down there, I was walking the beach and I went and picked up some trash and I logged it.
Oh, cool.
That's neat. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And like I said, you may not be near a body of water. I know we're a little landlocked here in Dallas, but even rivers work for it.
Sure. Go down to the Trinity and Find
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Take a walk.
Can I make a little connection? Not to go dark, but can I make a little connection?
Sure,
Speaking of
sure.
documentaries, a couple weeks ago, I watched a documentary on that Malaysian Airlines flight that kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was this one debris tracker guy, and he went to these far corners of the earth and claims to have found a lot of debris from that particular flight. And it was interesting the way they would log and track all the pieces. And interesting. That just made me think of that. Like, you never know what you could find if you have your eyes open.
Exactly.
For debris.
Now I'm down another rabbit hole here, but there's a airplane that was a cargo plane that had rubber ducks, and it had to jettison its cargo of rubber ducks over the Pacific Ocean.
Oh my god!
Yeah, but it started this whole thing, and they began to find these rubber ducks all over the world, and it was like they began to track ocean currents using the ducks from that one.
Oh, I love that.
That's interesting.
Well, okay, so while I'm there, while I'm there, meaning like getting outside, I had mentioned on our last one geocaching. I just want to make sure I had a chance to share it real fast. This is the app that like you can do a couple of geo searches for free, but then they want you to create an account. But anyway, just to kind of show you, it does integrate with Google Maps, and you can find stuff. Super cool. But I don't know why I didn't think about this last time, but Star Walk. So it's
Star Walk, yes.
You know what I'm talking
about? Yes, I love that one.
And again, I know I'm just giving an overview, but I use this all the time. You're outside.
You do too. Yes.
What happens? Ben, have you ever used this?
I have not. No.
Okay.
It is so cool.
And it's free. Obviously, there's paid versions of everything, but even the really robust version is free. I hold my camera up to the night sky, and suddenly it turns into this. I'm able to see satellites flying by, the ISS, constellations, stars. I can click on the star. I don't know how they have such a robust database, but I can click on it and it opens up information about the planets. I can begin to like look at the moon, like zoom in on stuff. And one of my favorite parts talking about enrichment learning is you can even like change the date. You can go to the top corner and spin forward. We just did this with my other daughter, my younger one, because she was like, well, how do I know what the sky looked like on my birthday? Like when I was born, the day I was born.
Oh, cool.
Went to the top corner, pointed at the sky, and we went back to her actual birthday, and then poof, looked at the sky.
Cool.
So cool. Okay,
you can point it down too at the ground, and you can see what's happening in the southern hemisphere as well. Or you can look and see what's happening, even if you can't see it directly above you. The app lets you move around and see what constellations are below you, and you can track the path that they take. It's really cool. It's a cool app.
Like we'll never see in the northern hemisphere. We'll never see the Southern Cross, right?
Right, exactly.
Australian flag. You can see
not from here. We might not from here.
Thanks, tech.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay. So can I do a quick screen share?
Sure.
So you guys, I know Justin and Marissa, you're on board with me here. Choose Your Own Adventure books were one of the highlights of our challenge. Right?
I cut my teeth on those bad boys. Yeah.
So I know we generally don't link writing with technology, but this is a site that I found when I was still in the classroom and I used with some GT kiddos. And this Inkle Writer is the site, is inklestudios.com. And this is a platform where kids can create their own choose your own adventure books. And they design them in scenes and they create the if then else clauses that then branch out.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, it's so cool. We created so many fun projects with this. And it's more than just writing because you're getting like this logical thinking and logic. Like this flow. And so this would be a great way to spend the summer for someone who enjoys writing. You can even add graphics and images. So I just wanted to throw that in there. If your kid is into writing at all, or maybe they're a reluctant writer, but you think technology would help pull them in, like this is really cool. Inkle Writer, inklestudios.com.
What a great tie-in for that reluctant writer to write about an experience maybe that they just had. They could make their own adventure, write their own adventure about that.
Exactly. Yeah.
How
exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm actually a little upset, Ben, because one of our summer camp courses that are going out there is all about creating your own adventure. No, in a good way. I mean, like we looked at it from the lens of making it as far as a game designer.
Gaming.
But yeah, if you're a writer, I could totally see this becoming a create your own adventure style that way.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Well, hey, I know we're at time, 15 minutes, But
yeah, that was fun though. I love sharing those. I think anyone who can spend a few minutes watching this is going to get lots of good ideas and resources. And of course, this is crowdsourcing too. So when you watch this, pop in the comments or send us a note like, wow, you guys really have to check this out.
Yes.
And we can share it with the broader community too.
And we can post some of the stuff too. We can post up like the ankle biter link, and I almost said ankle biter.
That's what I thought you said.
The ankle biter link.
Ankle writer.
Ankle writer. That's a good way to memorize it. So
yeah, it is. Okay, well, that was fun, guys, and we'll see you all at the next Numinar, and let us know if there are topics that you want to know more about throughout the summer, and we can use our expertise and experience to help you out.
Cool.
Get outside and have a great summer and put your technology to use.
Yes, make it meaningful. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.